This is the Not Bitter, Just Better podcast.
The Everton our way.
Straight from the street end.
Howdy Blues, and welcome to the Not Bitter, Just Better Everton podcast. And I've mixed it up a bit this week, recording on Thursday. I'm going to do my recap on Arsenal and look ahead to the Forest game in today's show in one. I'm off work and messed with me whole routine a little bit. So, and I thought there wasn't that whole lot going on, so I'll just do both shows in one today. That's the format we used to do. So while I'm off this week and next week, I'll probably do the same. We'll see how next week goes. But thanks for joining me as always. And going to be looking back at the Arsenal game, like I said. Probably old news now, but looking at the other news of the week, some rumours going around. And also, as I said, looking ahead to the Forest game. So starting off, and that Arsenal game, it was a bit of a pain. Early kick-off, and that meant that after the work night out on Friday night and a super early start, I was always going to be pushing it for time, and also happened to coincide with none other than the Grand National. So, of course, I was late kick-off, meant to be at Segura for 10:30. And I was still waiting for the taxi at 25 to 1. So missed the first 10-15 minutes of the game, unfortunately. But saw the team news on the way and saw that there was a few changes made. So Pickford in goal. Mikalenko didn't make it, unfortunately. So Patterson was on the left, Tarkowski, Brandwaite and O'Brien. Idrissa Gueye and Tim Erabunam came in for a rare start, and then Harrison, Decore and Ndiaye, which meant Harrison was on the right again, unfortunately, with Beto up top. Arsenal obviously had, Arsenal has made a few changes. They had Gabriel out, and one of my ones to watch, Odegaard, didn't play as well. Sorry, didn't start as well. But they had Jorginho, Declan Rice and Marino start, and Nwaneri, Trossard and Sterling. So they're not bad backups, are they? I haven't got my paper notes here today, so I'm going to be skipping back and forth with my notes online. So bear with me. Going through it a little bit. I won't spend a whole lot of time on this because, as I say, it's old news now. But that starting 11 was a bit of a change. What wasn't a change was the lack of possession for Everton. I'll come on to the match stats in a little bit. But so I was quite gutted actually to get in. Just as I was pulling up and I was coming up to Gladys Street, it was must have been around the 9th minute, and I wanted to be in for that because I knew there was a minute applause from both sets of fans for Kevin Campbell. Quite gutted to miss that to show my appreciation, but it's one of those, isn't it? Bloody Uber should have known better on Grand National Day, but here we go. Other than that though, there wasn't a whole lot in the game, to be honest. Arsenal's opening goal, misplaced header from Gueye, unfortunately letting Sterling gain possession, advance towards Everton's goal, and advance. And I don't know why nobody closed him down or put a shot in. He just seemed to be going. It's one of those, just hit him. But then he set up Trossard, who always seems to do well against us, drilled a low shot past Pickford to give Arsenal the lead. So, disappointing that one. They obviously, the likes of Sterling and Trossard. It shows that even without the forwards that they didn't end up bringing a forward in. The forwards they got missing, like Saka and Havertz, they've still got ample replacement there. And with Odegaard, who pulls the strings a lot for them not starting as well, they needed other people to mix it up a little bit. And Jorginho and Sterling can very well do that. So and he did just that. Obviously, Arteta did end up having one eye on the Real Madrid game. I'll talk a little bit about that in a sec. Um, so Arsenal go 1-0 up. The Blues don't really have a lot to offer until in the second half, very early on. Miles Lewis Skelly fouls Jack Harrison outside the box, but then slips and takes him down inside the box. So there was a little bit of a tussle outside, but I don't think it was enough to warrant a free kick until Lewis Skelly goes down completely and takes Harrison down as he's going clear a little bit. So I've seen a lot of argument about this, saying that it shouldn't have been a pen. Maybe it should have been a free kick outside the box, but uh, we don't get these. Goes to VAR. We're all crossing our fingers and thinking it was very unlikely, and it remains a spot kick. So unbelievable. The 11th apparently that we've had since the Premier League has begun down the Gladys Street end. So what's that, 1992, 93, 32 years, 11 down the Gladys Street end. In that time, what was the stat? I'm sure it was something like 169 Liverpool have had down. That can't be right, can it? That might be an exaggeration. I don't know. Yeah. I'll check that. I'll check that. I'll check those numbers again. But it was something ridiculous anyway. Maybe it was just 69, but even 69 down that end compared to our 11. We can't have had that many more, to be honest, down that end because we just don't get penalties. Um, yeah, so penalty awarded was met with controversy. Arteta expressed his frustration, labelling the decision as soft and questioning the referee's judgment. But we've had nailed on penalties in the past turned over, so I can see where they're coming from to an extent. But he fell over, or he slid to the ground, and he took Harrison out inside the box. It's foul, isn't it? Anywhere else on the pitch, it's a foul. So therefore, it's a foul inside the box, and I hate when there's that distinction between the two, and we get it a lot with yellow cards. It's a yellow card nailed on yellow cards unless someone's already got a yellow card, and it's not a yellow card because it'll lead to a red. But the yellow card's a yellow card. It's black and white. Foul's a foul. Like last week, offside was offside in that sense. The ball was played towards him. How can he not be interfering with play? The ball's played towards him. Sometimes it is that black and white, and it shouldn't be open to interpretation. It should just be there's the line. You're either side of it, like a binary, 1 or 0, on or off. Anyway, yeah. So as I said, I was late for it, and didn't end up going down for a pint at half time, but I ended up having a few scoops anyway, and so I don't remember. Don't remember the last 10 minutes of the game. As I say, heavy night the night before, but there wasn't a whole lot. Remember, Pickford made some great saves. One of them from Trossard, which was absolutely world class, which wouldn't have counted anyway. So he gets that save taken off him, but you can't delete the replays. It still showed what a player, what a player he is, and what a player he's been for us over the last however many years. And yeah, amazing. What else we've got here? Okay, stoppage time. Darren England mistakenly blew the whistle before the allotted time, and realising the error, play was resumed, leading to confusion amongst the players and fans alike. Can't say I recall that myself. Yeah, as I say, a little bit worse for wear after the night before. So possession, as I mentioned before, Arsenal has the majority possession, 70.3 to Everton's 29.7. Total shots, 5 from Everton, 14 to Arsenal. On target 2 to their 5. Our 3 corners to their 7. Fouls 14 to their 12. Yellow cards 2 to their 1. Wasn't overly pleased with our yellow cards, to be honest. I'm just skipping down here a little bit again with just a little bit about the subs. So the subs who ended up coming on, Ghana ended up replacing Erabunam, Broya for Beto, Young for Patterson, and Alcaraz for Harrison. So that's Irabunum hasn't really. He didn't really take his chance, which I really wanted him to do, to give that real legit alternative to Ghana, who's kind of not really performed as well as he can in the past few games. And then Broja to replace Beto. Um, Surely that should have been a change of Broja and Beto on. And maybe bring Broja on the right hand side, which we mentioned before. Ashley Young for Patterson, no problem with that at all. And then Alcaraz for Harrison. But you're asking Alcaraz to be on the wing again when he really does work better centrally. Um, as mentioned before, Arteta, frustration of the penalty. Seen it 15 times, no way, in my opinion, that's a penalty. And then Moisey praised the team's resilience and highlighted the importance of securing points against top tier opposition. So, of course, getting that point again after losing against the shite in midweek was really important to just not let a rot seep in. But we really need to start getting some wins back on the board, and that's not going to be much easier away against Forest, is it? So some more thoughts. Scrolling back up with me, my own thoughts. Ended up going back to Segura, which I missed it beforehand. So spend some time as always with Pat Van Den Hauwe, so that's always a pleasure. Um, just a lot of chit chat about the game and past glories and stuff like that. Yeah, always good. So, attendance of 39,316, and only a handful, well, less than a handful of games left now. So, every one of them's going to be chock a block, aren't they? So, we've gone through the stats. Uh, Moisey also acknowledged the need for improvement in possession and attacking transitions, and it's too right. You know, we mentioned this against the Red Shite on Wednesday. How many times we turn the ball over, get it in our half, and then it just slowed down to a standstill. Because Harrison's on the wrong side, and Decore can't do anything with the ball. We really need someone who can run with the ball, and thought Irabunum is really one of those players we've seen in the past who could possibly do that. He just didn't do it enough against Arsenal, but maybe that's something to come once he gets a run of games under his belt. Ghana Gay is a good one for that, for a yard or two, but he's not one of those who's going to play through ball. And sweeping passes all the time. He's very neat and tidy on it, and he's good at making space. But he really needs to lay that off onto someone else to be able to be pinging those balls through. Those balls from Beto, when he had that purple patch of scoring, they often came from defenders. So really need the midfielders to start picking up with that. Anything else? Arteta disappointed in the drop point, and team need for his team to be more clinical and manage games more effectively. I think a 1-1. I think both teams would have been happy with it ultimately, though. Jordan Pickford showed great character to come back against a strong Arsenal side. They are the second best side in the league after all. Even though if they did have one eye on Real Madrid, those players coming in would have been wanting to make an impression to be on that team sheet. Fans were brilliant, and we'll build on this performance. Trossard, frustrating not to get the win. We need to learn from our mistakes and push forward. Some pundit opinions. Gary Neville, the defensive setup was solid, but they need to offer more going forward. I'd say that the defensive setup was solid, but players running that far with the ball need to be taken out further. I mean, by tackling or stopping it before it gets moving full flow. That's what other teams do to us, and we sometimes lack that killer instinct in just little things like that. And Arsenal will see this as a missed opportunity in the title race, which is all but over. But Liverpool went on to lose against Fulham on the Sunday, so that was an opportunity for them to close the gap a little bit. Well, a little bit more, because they closed it by 1 point, didn't they? And then Karen Carney from BBC Sport, the penalty system was debatable, but everyone's response after going behind was commendable. Deserved a point. I agree, Karen. So, yeah, and then Arsenal, with that one eye on the Real Madrid game, went on to beat them 3-0 with two pearlers from Declan Rice. And I've seen a few people say, has there been anyone who scored two better free kicks in one game? And a lot of Blues have been remembering Sheedy doing that many years ago, and then also Leighton Baines a few years ago. Was it possibly against West Ham? But right in the corner, Bainesy clinical from that distance as well. So there's some debate to be had there, but I suppose the stakes in that game, yeah, they were massive, weren't they? But there's a conversation to be had there. So anyway, I'll leave that. I said I won't talk much about the Arsenal game, but I've gone 15 minutes. What are you going to do? So I'll leave that there, and I'll come back in a sec with the Everton news of the week.
This is Bob Latchford. I'm not bitter, just better.
News.
Okay, I'm going to start off with a little one, and then I'll move on to the main news. So Toffee Fest 2025 in San Diego. Graham Stewart is set to attend, engage with fans and as a club ambassador and sharing insights from his time at the club. Obviously, a massive part of the club's history in that famous game against Wimbledon 30 plus years ago. So hearing those stories, and he's a good talker as well, Diamond. So he's a rightful ambassador for the club. So that will be great for those American toffees to be part of, and the travelling ones, of course. The other news. So one of the biggies this week, and this, I think there's legs in this. There's speculation that on social media mainly that Sir Paul McCartney may perform at Goodison Park following Everton's final home game against Southampton. There's the club hasn't confirmed anything. They have confirmed, or there has been news leaked, that they've applied for 90 minutes extra after the game. And I'm not sure whether that's to serve drinks or what, but it's 90 minutes extra and 90 minutes more for music. And whether that, I'm assuming that means live music as well. And there were rumours going around that Paul McCartney had made a promise to Bill Kenwright that he would one day play. But that rumour was if Everton never moved to a new stadium, I believe. But what a fitting tribute that would be. He's meant to have been a lifelong Blue. And I've mentioned this to a few people, and I've seen a few people say this, but where's he been for the past, 50 years or whatever? I'm not bothered about that. Paul McCartney at the last game at Goodison ever, I don't think you can get bigger than that. You could, you put all your Taylor Swifts and whatever. Paul McCartney at Goodison for the last game, that would be absolutely unreal. He's an Everton fan all his life. I don't think he's a massive footy fan, but he leans towards Everton. And if that was a promise to Ken Wright, it could be a goer, couldn't it? It would be great. I've seen Paul McCartney a couple of times now, and his shows, even at at the age he is now, he's amazing. He gives it his all, and there'll be a few teary eyes, I imagine. I'd say go for it. If it doesn't happen, I'd also welcome to to play Bramley as well. That would be amazing. Talking about that fixture though, there's some talk about the fixture being moved, and this would be the Everton Fans Forum have written to try and make sure that fixture isn't moved to a ridiculous time. So it's on the Sunday, isn't it? Because the FA Cup is on the Saturday before, and they don't normally like having clashes with the FA Cup final. So that's a standalone fixture on the Saturday, and the Premier League games will be on the Sunday. So Sunday, 2-3 o'clock, that would be great. But moving any other time, Sunday 5 o'clock, I guess, gives it its special, standalone slot on the day. Sunday 8 o'clock also does that, but that means the game be finishing at 10 o'clock, open up until 11:30. People getting home from where to wherever, that's going to be an absolute nightmare. And then people in work the next day, logistical nightmare. And people want to be able to just enjoy that night and enjoy the last night there. And I don't think you'll be able to do that if you've got one eye on the clock the whole time. So Sunday 2, 3, even Sunday at 5 at a stretch. Finishing at 7, going on till 8:30, and then people go for the one last scoop in the local bars, and then able to still get the last train home. I think that is reasonable. Talk of moving it to the Monday night for TV, or the Tuesday night, even 8 o'clock kickoff. I think that just that would just um, piss all over the fans. That again, working the day, then going there. You've got one eye on the clock the whole time, and then working again the next day. It's don't know. That would be so wrong for on so many levels, and I'm just hoping common sense will prevail there. Uh, Let me know your thoughts. I've put that out on Facebook today, and a few people said like they'd like to see the Saturday night game. And Saturday night games just wind me up. Don't mess with me Saturday nights. I work hard enough through the week. Don't mess with me Saturday nights. On a one-off, potentially. We haven't got work the next day, so that that might that might be doable for me. But I'd rather. I don't know. Actually, I'd rather it be a Saturday game completely. But if that's not on the table, then so be it. Just please not a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday night, or even that Sunday night game. Can't be doing with that. Friday night. Mm, Still people in work, and there's a lot of planning that's going to have to go into it. There's the people are going to be travelling from all over as it's their last ever game and the last ever game with Goodison. Um, just treat the fans right, treat the club right, and let's do it. Let's hopefully have a little sing along with Macca at the end of it. Yeah. The other news, Brandthwaite again has been linked with a move away, with Manchester United showing interest still. Why would he ever go there at this point? If they turn back into the force that they once were in a number of years, maybe. But why would he go there now? Ridiculous. And apparently we've been linked with Liam Delap for the 40 million move, and Malin Roll from Freiburg. Versatile midfielder. Never seen anything of him, to be honest. So I can't comment on that too much. Yeah, so quite a short news section, mainly rumours. But again, I'll leave that there. Here's our social media links. Go and give us a like, follow, comment, etc., etc., etc. And I'll catch you in a minute.
This is the Not Bitter, Just Better Everton podcast. If you haven't already, go and like us on Facebook, facebook.com/EFC Not Bitter, Just Better, or you can find us on Twitter at Just Better EFC.
As I say, there you have our social media links. You might also notice I haven't edited the show yet, but if you listened to last week, you will have heard Bob Batchford in there. I've got quite a few sound bites we used to sprinkle, so I've got a few from Good Old Blues and the Not Bitter, Just Better sound bites. Thanks. So you'll hear them a little bit more. We used to do this a lot better. Well, say better. We used to do this a lot more and have much more interactions and stuff like that. So getting back to it, but it took me forever to find all them again. So yeah, I'm going to use them. So anyway, looking ahead to the Forest game, 12th of April, 3 o'clock kickoff at the City grounds, and it was a game that we were meant to be going to. It looked like a good away one, and some of the lads around us are going. And Paul does the coaches. I said, "Do you fancy it?" Because it's my birthday the day after, so my birthday 13th. I thought that'd be a nice one, nice little trip away, and a few scoops again, and then maybe out in town after, celebrate or commiserate, whatever. But celebrate my birthday, maybe not necessarily the Everton win. Hopefully, but didn't end up fancying going. I think it just came around to there's just a lot of other stuff going on at the moment. So we didn't end up getting tickets for it. I think we're going to go to some canal festival instead. Beer, pie, and sausage festival. That doesn't sound that inviting, especially the latter part. But I think that's what we're doing anyway, and I'll probably end up watching the Forest game on a pub screen or on my phone somewhere. Yeah, and getting a little bit worse for wear with it. So Forest going to be a very tricky one, isn't it? They have been outstanding this season. We've got some good team news. The return of Dwight McNeil to the squad, and obviously the ongoing progress for Chimiti, Irabunum, and Broja. Mikolenko is going to have an assessment, so we'll know more about that when Moisey does his press conference tomorrow. But would really be good to mix things up a little bit with having McNeil on there. We don't know whether Lindstrom is going to feature again yet, because he missed the game at Arsenal as well. So he missed the derby and the Arsenal game with that groin injury. So that's forced into playing Harrison on the right. But maybe Broja might be a little bit closer to full fitness, and he could maybe get a start there. But we need something. Take a leaf out of Forest's book and have that quick break, quick carrying with the ball, because they absolutely ripped us to shreds with that when they visited Goodison a few games ago. Just unbelievable, unbelievably quick breaks, and we just didn't have an answer for it. We need to do that to them. These are one of the sides they don't mind us having the ball, and they'll hit us on the break. So we need to definitely mix it up a little bit, and I think this might be the game where we could have Ndiaye on the left and maybe Broja on the right, and then ask Decore to potentially play a little bit deeper, and rather than him playing up alongside Beto or as closer to Beto, get your wide men up closer to him instead. I don't know whether that is just too attacking, or bring Garner back in and have Garner and push Alcaraz in that role. Maybe that's even more to attacking. We don't know. Patterson didn't do anything wrong. So if Mikolenko doesn't play, I imagine he'll get the nod again at left back. But hopefully Mikolenko will be back to combat that pacey attack from them. If their doubts, got Chris Wood, both missed the last game, and Wanye, and also Alanga forced off for half time, so he's going to be assessed. Forest have been formidable at home, really impressive records, and Morgan Gibbs-White has been pivotal. So really adds a lot to their attacking prowess, and we really need to get our midfield right on him. So key game for Garner Gay really to just try and get him out of the game, and we need to get someone who can dictate the tempo of the game rather than letting him do it. Moisey might opt for a compact formation, focusing on defensive solidarity and trying to exploit counter-attacking opportunities of our own. I don't know. That he's like to do that a little bit more. I think that's what Dyche's approach was, trying to combat and trying to stay tight and trying to not give that goal away. And if we do give that goal away, we're out of options then, really, aren't we? Because chasing the game, it's not something that Everton can do. So maybe I think going like for like and trying to hit them first. What have we got to lose there now? They're up there. We are relatively safe unless an absolute miracle happens. Southampton already down. Leicester and Ipswich not looking great. They'd have to both win 5 games each, and us to lose everything. So I don't want to jinx it, but we've got other games, other battles that we can be focusing on. I'd say going there and getting a draw would be great, but not relying on getting a draw. If we can go and try and take it to them and end up with a draw, that would be a bonus. So as I say, Gibbs White could dictate the tempo of the game, get Garner Gay close to him. Hopefully Mikolenko back in, and then in order to give that stronger defensive awareness and positional awareness against their attacks. No prediction from me. We just need to, given their strong form, we need to have a lot of resilience, and we need to make it closer and more contested than it was at Goodison. So again, leave that there. I just want to say one more thing. We've still got Paul has still got a few things happening. He's been able to confirm one more event, Goodison tour with 3 club legends, good few hours in the bar afterwards, and with the legends spending some time with players and a signed shirt. I think the deal was, I think it was 85 quid, but get in touch with us and I'll give you more info on that if anyone else is interested. The first 2 sold out like that, and he managed to get another one. And then the big Dunk event. So Dunk's doing a few events at the moment, but a biggie that he's doing is one in the Devonshire. Again, it's a package deal where you get a signed book, obviously meeting the big man, and getting your picture with him, and a night where Dunk, 2 other legends, and a comedian in the Devonshire. It's quite a more of a dressy kind of event, but that'll be a good one as well. So a few tickets left for that. So again, feel free to get in touch. I'll be putting that out on the socials too. So get in touch with me and I'll just put you in touch with Paul. Yeah, no problem with that. Yeah. So as always, I want to say, I don't know what that was all about. A little bit of tragedy or something. Thanks for listening. Just waffling just before the end. Thanks for listening. Please do, comment on YouTube. I'm going to try and interact more. I am commenting back on YouTube. It's not my main one on that I watch stuff through, because otherwise I'll end up getting all kinds of musical suggestions and random stuff on the Not Bitter, Just Better Everton YouTube, and I don't want that. So, so I have to sign in and sign out. But I do. And sharing it through Facebook, through X, keep interacting on TikTok. There's loads and loads of interactions from Redshite on TikTok page and on the Facebook. Actually, someone commented on something on the TikTok page. On the Facebook page the other day, and they were a top fan, but it was a clear Redshite. I think they had Shankly as their avatar. Like, mate, how have you managed to be a top fan on an Everton page? How much time are you spending on Everton pages to get that top fan badge? That is grim, that, isn't it? As if you've got nothing better to do. I certainly wouldn't be asked doing that. So just have a word with yourself. Leave our pages. All right, we will put banter out there, but this was a picture of Richarlison. The banter ones, you open yourself up, aren't you? So an Everton fan will comment on it. A red shite will comment on it because it'll see it pop up in his feed. Fair dues. A picture of an Everton player or former Everton player or the new stadium. Why? Just sad. Very, very sad. Anyway, that was a bit of a rant, wasn't it? Yeah, anyway, thank you all. I will catch you maybe Monday, maybe next Thursday with a double. But keep an eye on it. See you later. And go on.